Hey guys, welcome back to episode number 2. Can I just tell you that as I'm looking back through all the footage, it brings back a bunch of really cool memories and also some difficult things. And I'm just realizing there's a whole lot of goofy stuff in here. I'm not going to lie. But I think we have enough serious problems in our world right now, and building domes is not one of them. So hopefully you'll find some of this entertaining and informative. And I'll just tell you the reason why I'm doing this series altogether is because so many people have reached out and they were asking for advice. And hey, how do you do this piece of it? How do you work with the building department? We've actually started to offer consulting. And I'll just give you a little quick plug here. This is our new website that I'm building. It's called the Glamping Source. We have some financial tools that are available there. I'm also building out some online training. So eventually I'd like for people to go through and take a class on, for example, how to evaluate a piece of property to see if it's suitable for something like this, like a treehouse or a dome. Permitting, zoning, all kinds of things. So I'm working on all of that right now. In the meantime, I hope you're enjoying this footage. And for those of you who are thinking about a project like this, keep at it. Feel free to reach out if we can give you some advice. And stay tuned to the channel. Here's some goofy stuff for you.
Today, we'll be digging holes. Do you like to dig holes? These blueprints say we need 10 concrete footers. Remember to clean up after yourself. And make sure that everything is nice and square. It's time to dig. Ooh, that looks sharp. Remember to bend your knees. There you go. I knew you could do it. It's time to dig. This machine will help you save your back. Do you like to dig holes?
Okay, so when we first started thinking about building something, these were some of the ideas that we had. We did what any self-respecting American would do, and we Googled things. We got on Instagram, and people are building amazing things right now. And so we thought, well, what about a safari tent? I actually got to stay in a safari tent. I got to travel to Africa, and it had a bathroom in it. It had a shower. It was incredible. I thought, well, what about some of those? Maybe a treehouse, maybe a shipping container. And remember seeing, I think Animal Planet, Nelson Treehouses has that show. And I went to look at some of their blueprints, and I thought, well, I wonder how much he charges for this. And it says that they start at $300,000. So maybe when I grow up, I'll be able to afford one of those. But anyway, we started looking at different kinds of dwellings, and we settled on domes. We loved them. A lot of people ask, well, would you do it again? For sure. We've built 2. I'm in the process of building a 3rd right now in a different county. I'm doing my first joint venture with someone who actually found us online and reached out, and we're doing a joint venture together. So I'm building a 3rd one right now and have plans to do more. So yeah, we love them. So let's think through the type of structure that you're going to build. So when you start with your local building department, you need to communicate to them this is either going to be a primitive structure or a dwelling. And then there's a third category. It's called an ADU, an accessory dwelling unit. And basically what that means is you've had a primary residence, and then you can have a secondary or accessory dwelling. So if you've seen like a 2-car garage with an apartment on the top of it, that would be considered an accessory, an ADU. So you might approach your local building department and say, can I do this as an ADU? For example, I've talked with someone who has 10 acres and a farmhouse and they want to put one dome on there. That would be a situation where perhaps an accessory would work for you. But for ours, as you can see, the domes are the only thing that are on the land itself. And so they are considered an SFR, or single family residence. It's a dwelling. It's, from the county's point of view, we could live there full time. So let's talk about the difference between these two. And basically, I'll go right there. Stuck in the middle with you. All right, moving on. So the moment that you connect water and sewer to your structure, that's when it's going to trigger the building code and trigger all of the same inspections that you would have on a normal house, and it would be considered a dwelling. So what that entails is more land, typically, because you need more. If you're going to have a well and septic, you need to check with your local building department and find out what is the minimum size of a lot that you can put, say, a dome or a treehouse on. In our county, it's 0.7 acres. So what that means is, if you want to have one structure, if you want to have a well and a septic system, it takes 0.7 acres for that one structure. So that'll give you an idea about how much land you need for each one of these units. So if you want 3 units, I talked with someone this morning who wants 3 units. So the minimum you need there is probably 0.7, an acre is a good rule of thumb. Sometimes when you build stuff, it's just way too complicated and it's harder than it needs to be. And you're worried about, are you going to pass this inspection? And a guy will show up and his business card says code enforcement official. Good times there. It makes me think about a song. Shall I break into song? Don't make me break into song. So if you're a child of the 80s, you might let's see. I can't get to sleep. I think about my upcoming inspection. I'm digging holes so deep. There could be so many complications. All right, so then it's like, with the inspector, it's kind of like, day after day, he reappeared. And night after night, my heartbeat shows the fear, because I'm going to fail. Okay, why did I start singing that? Well, so you remember the name of that song? I can't get to sleep. I think about the implication of going in too deep. Possible complication, especially at night. I worry over situations that I know will be alright. And this is why I sang it. It's just overkill. Can we just agree that's a long way to go for a joke? Hopefully you got a kick out of that, but that's what we do here on the channel. You're welcome. all the same.